The Go Idaho Podcast is hosted by Greg Langhaim and Ken Lee. In this podcast, we feature everything Idaho, including some of the most influential people in this great state. Now here's your host, Greg Langhaim.
All right, everybody, welcome to the podcast. Today we have, probably Ken, you're really excited for this. We have world's best corn dogs on with us today.
Anytime we're talking food, I'm excited.
I know you are. I know you are.
Dude, I'm a corn dog guy too.
Well, and
ever since I was a kid.
Well, and we've seen their truck all over Boise.
Oh, yeah.
In the Treasure Valley.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
No doubt, dude. My kids have seen it the most, and that's why we ended up stopping. But anyway.
So we had to have them in.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Of course.
So world's best corn dogs is here with us today. And Ken, I know you're just going to dive right in, so I'll just let you dive right in.
Okay, all right. But before we dive in, though, okay, so we have Josh and Scott. You guys are the owners, the franchisees of 3 world best corn dogs here in the Treasure Valley, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
Awesome. And now a little bit about the company. It was founded in 2013 by Russ and Denise. And Russ is a native to Idaho, Boise, Idaho. You guys were just telling us.
Yep.
Which is awesome. We love that, especially here at the Go Idaho Podcast. We're talking Idaho. So, but they also have now... They're in Utah, Nevada, and Arizona. Is it Nevada or Nevada?
Nevada, dude.
Are you sure?
It's Nevada.
It's
right?
Nevada.
It's Nevada.
It's not Nevada?
No.
I'm a SoCal. I think
Did you
it's
call
called
it Nevada?
Yeah, Nevada.
Oh, that's weird, man.
Nevada. Okay. Anyway, they're everywhere. They're growing. Actually, do you want to do the icebreakers, or do you want me to?
Go. You're on a roll, man.
Okay,
hit it.
We're rolling.
Just hit it.
Okay. Favorite Idaho restaurant, and you each get to pick one. And you guys are both Idaho boys right here. This guy, Scott, is I'm going to call you professional skier. Right? I mean, you're sponsored.
I wouldn't say professional.
Whoa, if you're sponsored, you're professional. Okay, so look, I was in the bodyboarding industry, in the ocean. I was my thing, and I always wanted to get sponsored.
You have a picture.
Don't
show
tease.
them the picture.
Don't tease. We're not showing them the picture.
Glory Day pictures.
Well, I'm older, so okay. Anyway, so getting a spot. I mean, that's a big deal, though. So, but you're like. Josh, he's trying to downplay right now.
He is. Look, every time I get the opportunity, I'm like, hey, this is my friend. He's a professional skier.
You need his autograph. You want his autograph?
Look, I can sign it for you if you want. No, I'm just kidding.
I give you permission.
Skier or snowboard?
I snowboard.
Snowboard. And you're strictly ski or both?
Strictly ski.
Strictly
I started snowboarding when I was young, and I switched to skiing when I was 13, and just never went back.
Killer.
You need to stop that.
Oh, sorry, corn dogs. Sorry. I got excited about skiing. Okay.
Corn dogs.
All right. Well, icebreakers. Favorite Idaho restaurant.
World's best corn dogs.
Oh,
just kidding.
I see what you did
That's
there.
corn dogs.
I'm going to move this up for you a little bit so they can hear you a little bit better. All right.
What's
look,
that
you
one
go
in
fast
Idaho
food.
Falls?
Really
Is it the Snake Lounge or Snake River?
Bite?
Snake Bite.
Oh, that
one.
Love the
In
Snake
Idaho
Bite.
Falls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Idaho Falls, they make the best chocolate cake ever. I mean, all their stuff is
Make a
good.
note of that.
Snake Bite.
That would be
That's
awesome.
an awesome name.
But
Yeah,
it's their
it is.
chocolate cake.
Okay.
Like, we'll go there just to get a piece of chocolate cake
Serious?
and then leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's that incredible. It's
Okay.
So like places in Idaho, like of all Idaho, I'd probably head over there.
Okay. Snake Bite.
If you're a fan of the Go Idaho podcast and the Go Idaho brand, then I want you to go over to the merch store at goidahomerch.com and load up on some gear and support the team. Now back to the show.
Favorite Idaho destination, and this can be for just traveling, or let's just go with skiing. Favorite Idaho ski destination.
I love Grand Targhee. I think technically it's in Wyoming, though. It's just right over the state line. But
Okay.
that whole area, Victor, Driggs, that is in Idaho. And I'm a big mountain biker as well.
Oh, okay.
And that is, I mean, that's my dream destination. I love it there.
Awesome.
Tetons are beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome. How about
I'd say probably like Island Park area, like Yellowstone, going into that
I
direction.
love Island Park. That's one of my favorite places. Okay. Favorite movies.
I get made fun of for this a lot,
Oh,
but
boy. Don't say Titanic or something like that.
The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Oh, dude, that's
Oh,
great.
that's a great movie, man.
I don't know what it is. It's got great music.
Yeah.
It inspires me to get out, try new things, travel. I love it.
Dude, it's a good one. How about you?
Look, Napoleon Dynamite's just a good one.
As an Idaho boy, you got to go Napoleon.
Exactly. Like I don't know. There's something about the comedy. It just works.
It does. I just love it. Dry humor. You got to have some tots. Okay. I don't know. Are you guys too young to have a favorite 80s song? 2000s? I mean, what?
Oh man.
You guys look young to me.
I'm 32.
Okay, so you probably know some 80s music, maybe?
Yeah.
How about,
I don't know about by name, though.
Right.
Like,
Sing it.
Oh, there's no way.
Okay.
That's
That's your favorite?
Let's hear it for the boys.
Wow, okay.
Yep.
Okay, how about this? Favorite band? Do you guys have a favorite band that you like?
Odessa's pretty great.
Yeah, Odessa's is good.
Yeah.
Washed Out is actually mine. I love Washed Out.
Okay, I don't know who that is. Is that like a rock?
Look them up.
Alternative rock?
I think the genre is like
grunge.
It's like chill wave music is what it is called.
Oh, chill wave music. Yeah.
If that's
as
even
the
a genre.
hardcore skier, we're going chill. Okay, all right.
Yeah, you should hear him when his playlist down the mountain is just like Tabernacle Choir or something like that.
That's awesome.
And yeah.
Oh, dude, that is so funny. Okay, let's get into some Corndog stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me the story of how you two decided we're going to get into the Corndog business. I mean, how does that even start for you guys?
So yeah, kind of a long story. I'll nutshell it. Okay. So I was in Utah. One of my really good friends, his name is Ryan Relier. Russ is his dad. So I spent a ton of time through high school with Ryan, and I spent a ton of time around Russ. Mm-hmm. Great guy. He'd take us boating and stuff, and he's just, made good friends with him. So when he started making these corn dogs way back when, I was one of his first employees. He was still trying to figure out how to do the business the best way, and I feel like I definitely wasn't like a part of coming up with the idea, but I was definitely there when it was developing, So I was one of his first employees, and just learned to love these corn dogs.
Well, who doesn't love a corn dog? Come on,
man.
It sounds ridiculous.
If you don't like a corn dog, you're not American.
I love them. I love eating them, but just the whole, vibe of cooking these corn dogs, giving them to people, watching their reaction, and just being a part of that experience of giving them these corn dogs.
Yeah.
Loved it.
It's an all-American meal.
It is. Everyone loves corn dogs.
Kids, you grow up eating corn dogs.
Yeah.
And then as an adult,
Yeah.
Well, see,
and
before you move on, this is an adult corn dog. Like, kids enjoy it too, but this is a more sophisticated corn dog. This isn't your straight up frozen, let's throw this thing in the thing. If you've had their corn dogs, and I'll talk a little bit about them because I'm a foodie, I'll get into the nuances of it. But anyway, sorry. I get excited about food.
No, you're good. The awesome part about it is that I personally truly believe that these are the world's best corn dogs, and so like feeling that and believing that and then handing it to people and then them agreeing and being like, this is amazing. And then they go tell their friends about it. Like, it's just,
that's cool.
It's a lot
Seeing
of fun.
people's faces when you hand them out the window, you're just like, all right, here's your world's best. And they look at it and they're like, whoa.
Do you actually say that? Here's your world's best corn dog?
Occasionally.
Yeah. I think you ought to. I think
we should.
Yeah. That's the experience. Like,
well, everybody's got a gimmick. Like, the other corn dog place that everybody knows of, they got the little, they do the juice thing, the lemonade squishing and all that weird stuff. Yeah, we're not going to mention them. They're weak, dude. Plus, their corn dogs are like this big, dude. It's like, what is that? Anyway, so you decide, I'm jumping into this. And how did you two partner up?
So I moved to Idaho to go to college.
Go Idaho.
And I talked to Russ about selling corn dogs up in Idaho. I thought it was a great place. While I went to college. And I did that for 5 years. Yep. I went to college, I sold corn dogs up in eastern Idaho.
Cool.
And that is where I met Josh's sister. We fell in love, got married.
You and Josh, or you and
Josh's sister.
Oh, okay. My sister. Well, you never know, right? I mean, I don't know.
No. So, so yeah, we did that. Me and Josh's sister. Her name is Savannah. We got married. Sold corn dogs up there for 5 years, and I graduated from college. I got a degree in marketing, and I got a job in Idaho Falls. And my plan was, like, I loved selling corn dogs, but it was kind of, in my mind, it was kind of a side gig. Like, I wanted to do it forever, but I didn't want it to be like my full-time, full-blown deal.
Yeah.
So I got a job using my degree in Idaho Falls, and did that for about a year, and just missed corn dogs. I missed, it's a lot of fun to be involved in these awesome events. We get to go to rodeos. We get to do all sorts of stuff. We work with people that are happy,
That's true.
and that's fun. So I missed it a ton. And I came here because Josh's family is from here for a holiday. I think it was Thanksgiving or Christmas. And I just got thinking about Boise and love the area. And my brain just started going about, like, what would corn dogs be like here in Boise? And that kind of sprung the idea of quitting my job and figuring out how I could full-time sell corn dogs.
Dude, was your wife just like, what? Like,
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, just like, what are you doing? Quitting your job to
Yeah.
go sell cornies, man.
Yeah. And I had to explain, like, put it all out
Right.
on spreadsheets and be like, this is how this could work. And, these are some things that we struggle with that makes it not so great, and we can change those things.
That's
and, like,
cool.
it could be great. But Boise is a big area.
Yeah.
And so Josh here, my brother-in-law, great guy.
Oh, man.
That's when the idea of pulling somebody in kind of came about. And, I guess you can tell your story about how.
Yeah, what was it like for you to kind of have your brother-in-law approach you?
So it was New Year's Eve, like right before the ball dropped. Scott and Savannah called me and my wife. They're like, "Hey, we have this crazy idea." And I was like, "All right, let's hear it." We're like, I'm literally sitting down in front of the TV on a blanket with like like some sort of drink. What's that? Shoot, it's like in the, like,
White
for your
Claw.
kids, like but it's
What?
Oh, like a martini, like an apple martini,
yeah, an
or
apple
like a
martini,
sparkling
the
cider.
Sparkling cider.
Yeah,
Oh,
there it is.
yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, that took way too
No,
long.
I
to
know.
figure that out.
That's all right.
Martinelli's,
yeah.
yes.
We're like holding some Martinellis, and then Scott and Savannah are on FaceTime. We're like, "Okay, what's up?" They're like, "We want to do corn dogs in Boise," and we were like, "That sounds pretty cool." And both of us were instantly pretty excited about it. And then we just, like, I'm an accountant, on fund accountant, so I'm like working on like hedge funds and stuff. And I just, like, it was an amazing place to work. I loved it, but I just wasn't feeling like that was what I wanted to be doing long term. And so Scott brought this to us, or Scott and Savannah, and we just, like, went for it. We started, like, doing all this research and getting into how we could make this work. We talked to Russ and Denise about it, and they, like, interviewed to make sure that, this would be good for their brand as well, that we all did in Boise. And I don't know, fast forward 2 months, and we've both put in our 2 weeks notices.
No way.
Wow.
And we're like,
Sold
moving
our
to Boise.
houses.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
I had bought my house 6 months earlier. Like,
Oh, no.
I bought it in like June or something, and then Scott was like, "Hey, do you want to do corn dogs?" And we sold it in March.
That's so cool, man.
And then moved to Boise.
So wait, so where were you living? Where were you both living before then?
So I was in Ogden, Utah,
Okay.
looking for a way to get back to Idaho because that's where I'm from. So,
Right.
I was in Rexburg.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
both sold your houses. Boom, you're over here. Now we're
Yeah.
just slaying corn dogs.
now we're all living at my parents' house together.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have 2 kids. Scott and Savannah are upstairs in the little loft area, the bonus room. My family's on one wing of the house, and my parents have COVID.
oh,
Oh
no.
my!
So we're all
Goodness.
just like,
Yeah.
look, it wasn't too bad because we got the whole house.
Yeah.
My parents just were sick
They
in
had
bed
no
the whole
room.
time.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
No,
you're
they were
like, we got
fine.
a house. This is
They were
great.
fine. So yeah, it was-
Also, it was the peak of the housing market explosion last summer.
Yeah.
Where,
Yeah.
a house would go up, and within 5 hours, it would have 20 offers, like
Gonzo.
40 grand over.
Yeah.
And so it was.
and neither of us had like.
We were like, we're
jobs.
gonna
to
be
get a
living
house,
with
so that
your
was
parents
pretty fun.
forever.
Yeah, we were like, oh, this is what we signed up to do.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
it was pretty
I mean,
wild.
But the timing, right? Because you both had degrees, you both had steady paychecks coming in, but you were both not satisfied with the
Yeah.
projection of where you were going. And
Yep.
yeah, you just connected. That's cool.
Yeah, my job had actually paid for me to get a master's.
Oh, wow.
So I got an MBA, and then like I it had been some time since that, but like, yeah, I was just like, look, this is perfect. This is a great opportunity, and so we just
yeah,
like,
it's unbelievable.
Live
Like
for it.
the people that we interview here, I think this is our 7th episode, and everybody who finds success like you guys have found in a business, there's always a story like that. There's always some sort of sacrifice
oh yeah,
to get to the end goal and where you want to be, right? And these stories are just nuts. They're mind-boggling.
yeah, they really are. They
mean,
really are.
Man,
Yeah.
do you want to?
So yeah. So you guys operate off of, it's not a brick and mortar, they're food trucks. And you have 3 of them, or do you have more food trucks around Treasure Valley?
3 right
3
now.
of them, okay.
Yep.
Are they stationed permanent in a certain spot, or do you guys move them around?
we do a little of everything. We've got a spot on Glenwood and Chinden.
Yeah,
that's over
one
by
I
the
see.
fairgrounds.
Yeah.
That's a really busy intersection. That's where we opened our first one.
Who do you lease that? I mean, how did you get that spot? Because you have to plug in and everything. Did you have to do any tenant improvements or anything for that little?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was fun. Found that was such a process getting the power
I
there.
bet.
Because as soon as we did get the power there, turns out that our trailer, like when they built it, somebody put a screw into some line, so it was shorting the whole trailer out. So every time we plug it in, it'd blow the breaker. And so then it was such a nightmare.
more adventures?
Yeah,
I know.
but we lease it from a property owner.
Yeah.
We pay monthly
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
Have a contract. So yeah, that one generally stays.
Okay. Yeah,
There.
because that's where I always see it.
Yep, and we're open 4 days a week. We're open Wednesday through Saturday, and that one will pretty much always be there.
Is that just because you guys have found that corn dog revenue, Sunday through Tuesday is no good, or just
Family
for
time.
your
Kind of
for a
both.
break?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool because it's like limited. Like you can only go drink. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Ken? Like you.
Yeah,
been to places-
limited edition, dude.
Yeah.
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 It's like the
infuriating, too.
McRib. If the McRib is there all year round,
Big red.
I'm a McRib guy, dude. Dude, don't start on McRibs.
I know,
we'll
man.
fight over McRibs. But it's like you don't have it all the time, right? So you like drive by, like, oh man, we got to come back Saturday.
Yeah,
to get our
totally.
corn.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
It is.
That's way cool.
in the beginning, it was. I mean, we didn't have any employees, and it takes at least 2 people to operate the trailer. And so in
And
the
I was
beginning,
brand new.
Yeah,
So you had to
He didn't know
learn the whole
anything.
process.
Yeah, so I had to learn how to cook, and we're opened, and Scott's like, I don't know if you guys saw our lines at the, like, but
Yeah.
Scott's sitting there like cooking away, and I'm just like, how can I help, buddy?
Yeah, and it's actually
corn dog, eating it.
cooking
Yeah.
corn dogs. I mean, a lot of people say like, how hard could it be? But it's an art.
What's the
like,
process? Let's go. Let's just jump into
Yeah,
the process.
let's
like,
do it. Give me,
So yeah, I mean, you take your dog, you put a stick on it. We
Right.
use chopsticks.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Spoiler
Ooh,
alert.
that-
yeah, they're pretty sweet.
We use chopsticks. You mix the batter, dip it in. It's got to be the perfect consistency. Can't be too thick. Can't be too runny. And
Does
there's
temperature
This is
matter
a
on the?
too runny mark.
Oh,
Oh.
the
Yeah.
burn.
Yeah,
we get
it.
burns all the time.
Does the temperature of the dough matter?
Yeah, I mean, it does affect it. If
Okay.
it's too cold or too warm, it does affect the consistency of the batter. So,
That makes sense.
yeah, we keep it at a colder temperature. But anyways, yeah, you dip it in there, and then you have, because they're so long, you can't just throw it into the oil because it'll stick to the bottom of the fryer.
Oh.
And so you've got to hold it into the oil, like as much of it as possible, horizontally, actually.
Oh, horizontally.
Yeah, because they're not very deep. The fryers aren't very deep.
Oh.
So you hold it horizontally for 10 seconds or so, and then you can drop it, and then it bounces off the bottom.
Okay.
And it cooks.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long does it cook for?
5 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a little
Yeah.
warfare. Now, I think I know why you guys went chopsticks. No, I do, dude. As a foodie, I get it.
I
dude.
know, that's why I'm
get it.
laughing.
Because you have a foot-long dog, right?
Yeah.
I've gotten a foot-long corn dog from like the fair or whatever, and the stick it's cheaply made and it's like bending and like. Did you go chopsticks so you got that solid just
Sturdy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're solid and it's just they're bigger and yeah, it's just great.
Yeah.
You see all the like stuff that you need to hang on to it. So
How many dogs do you guys go through? Oh, and where do you get your footlongs?
I don't know if we can say.
Okay. All right. That's
okay.
cool.
It's a trade secret.
Oh, are
It's a
we're just diving into the food now.
Well,
Okay.
I'm just curious. I'm still on the process of the business because I want to, I really
Yeah.
want to kind of find out, how many dogs do you have to sling a day in order to turn a profit with employees and all of that?
So we typically have like a minimum booking. Is that if that makes sense to like cover costs and everything?
That makes sense.
So our minimum to like go on a Saturday would be like $1,400 for a lunch or so. And then obviously depending on the size of the event, like that varies, right? But yeah, it's somewhere like in that range though, where we need to like, just hit that minimum in order to cover costs and
Break
everything.
even.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Sorry, you got me excited about food. I got to talk about the food now. I'm sorry. So
talk about food.
okay,
Well, we should have brought our trailer here for you.
I know. We'll have to swing by. We'll
Yeah.
swing by. Don't worry. Okay, so let's talk about. You can't say where you got the hot dogs from. Okay, but we can talk about how delicious they are. Right? We're allowed to talk about that. So
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
the meat. This is how I would describe it, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong. Okay. I don't know if they're 100% all beef. Are they all
Yes.
100% all beef? Okay. I figured they were only because when you eat a hot dog, you can tell the difference between 100% all beef and one that's mixed with maybe like turkey and
Plastic and
pork
stuff.
and all that other. Yeah, you know what I mean. So, actually, we're gonna start on the outside. All right. So you bite into this breaded layer. What is going on with? Why is your texture so much different than a normal corn dog? There is something in that batter. I swear, you eat it like a normal corn dog. It just tastes. I mean, you've had a normal corn dog,
Right.
There's something in there. I don't know if it's the cornmeal. Is there cornmeal in it? What is the grittiness of that?
It's the
Cornmeal.
Is it the cornmeal?
I was gonna say it was the
You can't say that.
You can't say that.
sorry, look,
not
I
funny.
take it back. It's
We'll,
not a-
we'll just beep it out. Boop. Yeah,
there it goes.
yeah.
No, I think it's a combination of the cornmeal and just the crispiness. Because we're able to get like a really nice crispy layer on the outside and then a really nice
So true.
texture on the inside. And something that a lot of people don't know is that when you cook them and there's like they kind of look like burn marks on the corn dog. Those are actually delicious.
Yes.
Like, honestly, sometimes the uglier the dog, the better it tastes.
I heard guys like talk about it. Like, so sometimes if they lay on the grate at the bottom at all, they'll get like all these little bumps or whatever, and they call them the 6-packs. on them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The abs on the corn dog, and those are just delicious.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah, because think about all the breading that goes down there, and it's just cooking and all that delicious oil, and then you guys use canola oil.
Yep.
Okay, so you have canola oil, and then you get those. Oh my gosh, yeah. And your corn dog, even the texture doesn't look like other corn dogs. Like the normal corn dog is just that basic. I would say golden brown. You guys are like a little bit darker
Yeah.
look to it. And when I first got it, I remember our family, me and the boys, my wife went, I got it, and I was like, something's different with this corn dog. I don't know what they did to the breading on this, but it looks different than a normal corn dog that you would get, which is kind of cool. The footlong is ridiculous, by the way. You will be full. So now in the inside, I'm inside of you get to the dog, okay? They're thick. They're a big dog. It's not like a ton of breading. It's like a perfect blend of the breading with how thick the dog is. And that matters. I mean, you can't have a skinny dog and a lot of breading.
No,
It's got to be proportioned. Obviously, the all beef dog and the thickness of it matters. But how did you guys? I mean, did you guys come up with any of that recipe at all, or was that all Russ at the beginning? Like, how did that come about?
It's all Russ.
Really?
Yeah. Russ is the genius.
He's the brainchild behind it all.
of the dog. He's the corn dog king.
Oh. So are you guys the princes then?
I guess so.
Yeah.
We'll accept that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just don't tell Russ.
So what comes with your meal? Is it just the corn dog? Is it
Good
chips and
question.
a drink, or you have fries, onion rings? Like for the listener out there who's never been.
Yeah, so we have like our meal deal where it's like you can get the corn dog and then chips and a drink, and it gives you like chips and a drink for $3. And we do all bottled drinks with Coca-Cola. I know, right?
Pepsi's garbage. I'm sorry, Pepsi. If you want to sponsor us, Pepsi's the best. But today, Coke. Sorry.
Yeah, evidently LaCroix.
Look.
No, but so we get all of our drinks through Coke. They're awesome to work with. They make some amazing drinks, but we were like, you know what? People are coming to get these amazing corn dogs, and we want to like elevate the experience. It's not just like a can of soda that like in our coolers at the start. We were just like doing that here anyways. And so we just like brought the bottled drinks. We're like, you know what? Let's just like do this too. And so we actually have fridges in our trailers now that we keep all the drinks cold and everything. So, but yeah, so you can get like I'm sorry, I went off on drinks and
No, so
meal.
it's the glass
That's part of the meal
bottle.
deal.
It's the glass bottle.
but yeah, or the
the 20 ounce twist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So chips
and we have
drink.
fridges just for drinks. We
Yeah.
have, we
Gotcha.
have like a supply fridge, and we have like a drink fridge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Nice.
So we can have so many drinks for
Yeah,
people.
it's
That's
great.
pretty great.
Okay, so one other thing that I think separates you guys from any other corn dog franchise is the brat. The bratwurst corn dog. I mean, it's
Is it
really
brat
a
or
corn.
brat?
Oh boy, is it brat?
I've always.
I think it is brat.
I think it's brat,
It
but
probably
it's
is brat.
it's
Yeah.
spelled brat.
Brat.
So
Well, I'm from
It's
America,
whatever.
so I say brat.
It's a
I
bratty
read-
brat.
It's a brat. Yeah, it's
It's a bratty brat.
brat. It's a brat. Bratwurst. Oh yeah,
Bratwurst.
because it's German. Brat. Okay, so brat. Dude, who would have thought to put a brat inside of a corn dog? Like, what is it? Does that sell pretty well?
yes,
Yeah.
And
I'll
they're
tell you what,
so
they are
good.
amazing.
That's the one that actually I ordered all three because I get a cheese. If I go to a new place, I'm trying it all. So I got a
Yeah.
cheese one.
Yeah.
I had the brat and I had a football.
I know, right?
I had them all.
Look,
And I ate
they're
them all.
amazing.
And then I ate my kids. So
nice.
so the brat, like, so it's a big seller.
Yeah. Big seller. It's a cheddar brat, so it's got cheese
Oh, I didn't even
infused in
realize
it, like
that.
little cheese bits in there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that when
Yeah.
I ordered that. I thought it was delicious. I didn't even.
Exactly, right? It's,
Yeah.
Like, look, if we talk about any individual one, I'm like, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And like, oh, we talk about cheese. Like, well, that's my favorite.
How about
it's
you?
just-
What's your favorite out of all the items you guys sell?
I think it depends on how hungry I am, because the footlong is like so satisfying because it's so big
Yep.
and the quality's so good. If I'm like just a little bit hungry though, and I can't handle that, cheddar brat all the way.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
I'm amazed because these guys are good looking. They're not. If I owned a corn dog, I don't think I could hold that.
Well, you'd be good looking. You would
have
just
the
be
weeble anyway.
You'd be a little heavier. You'd still be a good looking guy.
No.
You're just heavier.
But honestly, I mean,
you guys are in great shape, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's
We mountain bike a lot.
We do.
Yeah.
counter that.
to counter the
That's
brats and
To
the,
counter it, yeah.
I do.
Because
And,
I
like,
do
had to limit
eat
it.
a lot of corn dogs.
Do you really?
I've been selling these things for like 7 years now. Never
still
gotten
love
sick
it.
of them.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I eat
That
them
is
all the
legit.
time, and every time I'm like, this is delicious. Seriously.
Like, I swear, I could go like just a couple days and just be like, I'm like, look, I'd show up at the trailer like, hey, can you cook me a half or something? And then they give it to me. I'm like, this is the best food I've ever had in my life.
Well,
Like,
this has
every
not
time
been
it's
just an easy road by any means. I mean, for the last little while, it's been tough to get supplies. It's been tough to get pricing right.
Oh, it's been
You
so
know,
tough.
coming into this market, opening up these food trucks, like what challenges did you guys have? Like just finding the stuff. And now with inflation, you know, how's that affecting pricing?
Yeah.
That's
So-
a kind of a loaded question, but
Well, so when we first came, obviously we both just sold our homes and like figuring out how to start a business while also buying houses and stuff,
Yeah.
right? So we're running our first trailer, and Scott and I, like we said, we were working it the whole time. But then we were working on our second trailer to get it started, and we built the trailers ourselves.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, legitimately, every spare moment that we had that we weren't selling corn dogs, we were then using anything that we could spare to then finish this other trailer. So our wives saw us like
Never.
at 11 o'clock at night.
Wow.
So we were just, it was crazy that way. It was just, there was so much to do. And honestly, there still is. Like, it's busy, but now we have people that can help with the trailers while we're,
got your people.
yeah. And they're freaking awesome, by the way.
Very cool.
We
Yeah,
got
we got
awesome
some good
guys.
people.
Yeah. But what was the other?
So like just trying to get, you know, we talked about like just getting supplies, the challenges that you guys had. Like, what was that like trying to find, like when you ran out, or did you guys run out, and what did you do to kind of improvise?
So we opened April 20th of 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And so
perfect
like
timing.
I know, it
Yeah,
was really good.
I mean-
you know,
Yeah.
height of COVID.
Yeah.
Honestly. But a lot of the supply issues hadn't come yet. And so, I mean, as soon as we weren't working 24/7, like that was the next thing to hit for sure. We had a really hard time getting trays to put our corn dogs in. Ketchup,
Of all
mustard,
things, trays.
oil.
I know.
yeah,
like,
ketchup, mustard,
literally,
and oil.
The oil.
Everything took its turn of like being
Which
non-existent.
is crazy because all the restaurants pretty much closed. So you'd think there'd be extra, but
yeah.
I guess the
no.
shipments aren't coming in.
Yeah. it was-
So yeah, we had to figure it out. I mean, we did a lot of traveling. Every time we were in Eastern Idaho or in Utah or in Oregon for this or that, you know, we were checking restaurant supply stores. We were ordering things online. So I mean, that was a huge struggle. But then the price of everything came next.
Jeez.
Where it doubled and tripled. And so, you know, finding things was tough. When we could find it, it was insanely expensive. And it kind of pushed us into raising our prices a little bit, which was a big bummer. Like we
It
really,
really
we
was.
really did not want to do that.
we tried to not do that for so long. We were like, okay, let's just ride this out. Let's see if we can, get through this. But
Yeah, and I think because we had another restaurant on, and that's like the last thing you ever want to do is increase your prices to the consumer.
yeah, because
But-
people don't understand like what's on the back end. They're like, you're making a corn dog. It's like, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's everywhere. I mean, we
Everywhere.
talked about that with them. It's you go to any fast food place now or any restaurant now, everything's just bumped up, and people are like, oh, you're just trying to make more money.
Right.
No, it is because the lack of supply. It's supply and demand. It's that simple, you know. And I just think a lot of people. I think they're getting it now. I think people are starting to understand it now. But at first, they're just like, "What is happening? Why do I go to Carl's Jr. and it cost me $13 for this meal?" You know, well, because
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
and you guys got to realize too, you guys are selling you guys aren't just selling garbage corn dogs. You guys are selling quality. corn dogs. So
Yeah.
Right.
And that's something that we didn't want to compromise.
Yeah.
You know, especially with hot dogs. I mean, you can buy some really cheap hot dogs.
oh yeah,
And a lot of people that sell hot dogs, they go as cheap because then they make more money
Right.
at the fair or whatnot. But we don't skimp out. We buy really expensive quality 100% beef big hot dogs. And so, you know, we didn't want to get rid of that. Like, those are more expensive than people think,
oh yeah.
you know,
And
then
honestly,
then
like, we've tasted others too. Like we've experimented, been like, okay, how does this one compare? You know, and it's just they don't.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
You don't get that juicy
Yeah.
beef flavor.
And honestly,
you
like
know.
the world's best. Like, we don't have an option. Like,
You are the world's best.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
it's got to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna have that name, I mean, you can't
Yeah.
be like world's closest to the best.
Well, they used to be the world's best before we changed this and that.
yeah, and the other.
Yeah, no, not an option.
When you put in an order,
Yeah.
how many do you order at a time for like product to come in so you guys can prep? Or how often do you order?
We usually get supplies once a week.
Once
Yeah.
a week?
And it varies depending on what event is happening
Okay.
Yeah.
that week. You know, if the balloon festival is happening that week, it's going to be a whole lot more
Okay, that makes
versus
sense.
just parking on the corners.
Yeah. I'm just going to say 15,000. Like, that's what I want to hear. Like,
15,000?
15,000 corn dogs. Is
I don't
what
think
they-
it's 15,000 because let's say
No, I
there's
know.
15,000 people show up, but they're probably selling to 3,000 people.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
got to be like
a lot. I mean, the
Yeah.
other thing is it just depends on the length of time that we're open to. So like
Yeah.
the Boise Music Festival, right? Like
Yeah.
tons of people, but like the music or the balloon festival was still more busy, even
Okay.
though it was like 4 hours long. Just like the
Yeah.
amount of people in line all the time, right?
So we're gonna do the math for them. We're gonna do.
Yeah.
I think what's happening right now is they don't want to brag.
Right.
about
Because
how
they're
many
world
corn dogs they
famous.
say. So let's see.
All
It
right,
takes
so-
you walk up. Hey, I want to get the blah 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 blah. Okay, 3 minutes to talk to you. So 3 minutes. That's they average. They probably sell about
I
two.
love it.
I would say 2 per order on average.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go 3 minutes. 60 minutes divided by 3.
30.
Okay. So
No,
30.
20.
20.
We need the accountants here.
I know,
So
right?
60 divided by, okay, so
Sounds like
20
you guys did a great
times
job, though.
2 times 2. So you
Let's not
120.
do the math, right?
No, there's about 80. So they're selling about 80, I would say 80 to 100 per hour. About 80 to 100 per hour. They're there for 5 hours. No, they got to be selling more than that.
That's only 400.
That's more than that. They're selling more than that, dude.
But that's
Anyway.
for
So
one
it's probably
truck
closer
times
to like
3.
800 or more.
12
Per hour?
No, for like the event.
For-
For
Oh,
like
okay.
So
like,
Balloon
the
Festival is
decent
about
event.
1,200.
So we
yeah.
put 1,200. So our math was about 1,200. So we're not too far off.
Dude, that's awesome.
Dude, that's crazy. Think about, okay, if you think about this, take that many corn dogs, lay them, could you put 800 corn dogs and lay them on the floor in this room? I don't think they would all fit. That's a lot of corn dogs.
They might.
They might, it's close, but that's a lot of corn dogs. Put 800 people in one room. That's how you start thinking about these things. Put 800 people in a room, see how many people that's a lot of people. Mm-hmm. That is a lot of people. That's awesome. Okay, sorry, I'm going back to the food. On the website, and I didn't even know this when I ordered my corn dogs, it's talking about honey on the corn dog.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So you guys have honey packets, or how do you guys do that? Or is it like a drizzle thing you put on there?
So we used to drizzle it
Okay.
on the corn dogs
Okay.
until COVID.
Oh.
And the health department
Oh.
didn't like that so much.
Oh,
So we
'cause
moved to
the
packets.
COVID would come out of the bottle onto the corn dogs magically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
COVID-19
Sorry.
dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The Rona dogs.
the Rona dogs.
we changed to packets, and It's I don't like it as much because it's a little less of a presentation, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of particular about how I put it on, so I don't have control over how people put it on the dog. But the
But they
benefits,
probably like it though.
yes, I mean the benefits of packets is that like you've got kids, a lot of people are taking these in their cars,
Yeah.
so they can control the honey, not
Dispersion.
getting everywhere.
Yeah.
Dispersion. Yes, exactly. But yeah, I mean, what we do usually is you drizzle it over the whole corn dog and it seeps into the batter. So it's part of the corn dog is how
Game
you
over,
need to
dude.
look at it. And
is
then you
so
still use your ketchup, mustard, whatever you normally put on your corn dog.
So this is what you get. You got to do the honey because that's the sweet, and then you got to do the mustard because that's the kind of tang tartness to it. I wouldn't go honey ketchup. That's two sweets together. That's just my preference. I didn't even know you guys did that, and I saw it on the website. I said, "Why didn't I know this when I went there?" That is
Yeah.
like honey.
It's our secret menu.
corn dog.
Do you have to ask for
the
that?
secret
Is that-
menu.
You have to ask for that.
Do you guys have to ask for that? Like, or do
we
they
ask
just-
everybody when we hand it out, would you like honey, ketchup, or mustard?
No fry sauce though. Or are you getting into
Not
that?
current. We don't
No,
currently
okay.
have fry
Yeah,
sauce.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we ask everybody if they want honey. And problem is it's hard to get people to try it because they don't want to ruin. But it is
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is delicious. Like you got it. And
Yeah, a
when
lot of
people
people
try
are-
it, they usually never go back.
Dude,
normal.
I'm super excited about trying a honey now.
Have you
dude.
guys just like tried just random stuff on the corn dog? But I know not
Yeah.
to sell it, but like what's some things that you just like powdered sugar
So,
or chocolate sauce?
Whoa, powdered sugar?
I
Maple syrup
Maple syrup.
Oh.
That would be good.
is like super good. But it's too weird. Like nobody would try that.
Oh, I'm
You know,
down.
honey is the perfect like, okay, that's weird, but like I'll give it a shot. Maple syrup is like, you guys are nuts.
Well, what's funny is why wouldn't people want to try that? Because a lot of other corn dogs are the honey batter corn dogs. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in the grocery
Yeah.
store, the cheap frozen ones, they say honey
Oh, that's
batter,
true, huh?
whatever.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I
And
haven't
it's
even
basically, it's a cornbread base. So, like, you
Yeah.
put honey on your cornbread
Oh, yeah.
all day, and it's
Yeah.
delicious.
And that's usually people are like, honey, and I'm like, oh yeah, do you like cornbread? They're like, yeah, I love cornbread. You're like, here it is.
Yeah.
You know, like here's this thing is made out of like a cornbread base, so the honey is really good on it. And then they're like, oh okay, well I'll give it a shot, you know. But it's incredible. But the thing that I love about these corn dogs is that even without the honey, they're just amazing.
So good.
They're money. The
So-
crispy outside with that cornmeal, that cornbread kind of taste. Then you get to that savory dog on the inside. Just that blend is just incredible. I can only imagine though with the honey now. Now that I know the honey, because I'm a mustard guy. Like you gotta have mustard, just straight
Yeah.
mustard. You know, but
I do honey and mustard. I used to do all three, and that's great. But
All
now
sounds
I
awesome.
usually just do honey and mustard.
Have you guys ever tried mayo?
Just
on the
You're
corn
freaking
dog?
me out now, dude.
It's freaking me out too because we get that question so
No
many
People
way.
are
times.
asking it all the
Serious?
time.
We're like, hey, would you like ketchup, mustard, or honey? And they're like, how about mayo? I'm like,
just mayo, not to like
What?
ketchup and mayo, but just
no, just flat out mayo. And I was just wondering if you guys had
No.
No?
that has never entered my brain. until
Never.
Just
for
now.
me either.
But people put mayo on hot dogs too, and that weirds me out. I'm like, why would you put mayo on a hot dog? But
yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't seem to go.
All right, I just had to ask you guys.
Yeah,
you know, little
no.
Not a mayo
research
guy.
project of mine.
Yes, we're part of the TNA, dude.
Well, okay, so the cheese sticks, same batter.
Yes.
Same batter.
Okay, same batter.
Yep. And how I like to describe those to people is that it's like a giant mozzarella stick
Okay.
on a stick.
Same size. I mean, because I'm picturing a mozzarella sticks now.
They're pretty close to like a
Okay.
normal size corn dog,
oh okay. Wow, that's huge.
and they taste like a gourmet grilled cheese sandwich. Like it is,
Dude, that's exactly how I would have
it is
described it. Dude.
delicious.
Pepper jack cheese, all day, dude.
Yeah.
all day. And it's because you bite on the outside, you get that crunchy bite. And so you're
Right.
thinking like a mozzarella stick. like
Yeah,
a thick,
totally.
No, it's different. It's more, I would say more melted inside.
Oh, yeah.
More,
Gooey
it's just
and-
gooey and perfect little bite and just, yeah, I did both, the Goldie Jack and the Pepper Jack. Pepper Jack cheese is incredible though, dude, because you
And
get
it's
that
like
little
it's
bit
not
of that.
like super spicy though.
Nope.
That's what people are super scared of all the time. They're like, oh, I don't do spicy. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yep. It's not.
yeah.
It's not.
It's not. It's. I would describe the cheese on the inside. It's buttery. It's so smooth. It's buttery.
So do people, I mean, is Russ pretty committed to just corn dogs, this menu, or is he thinking, gosh, you know, things are loosening up, maybe we should do churros, or is that just, we are going to stick with
Yeah.
corn dogs? No
Corn
dessert.
dogs.
Yep.
The classic foot long world's best corn dog. Like that's the most popular. Like that's why people come to us. And so I mean, we'll do little things here and there like cheese sticks
Yeah.
but that I mean that
corn
is
dog.
that's
I mean,
what we
even
do.
the cheese stick, it changed recently because it used to be bigger, right?
Oh.
So we were like, you know
How
what?
recent?
Though? Within the last
It's like
5-6 months.
June or
Yeah.
July we changed it.
Okay.
Yeah, so now it's more of a side instead because it's like, look,
Oh.
people are coming for a corn dog. It's and if we serve this giant cheese stick, it's like, I don't know, you're
It's
not
too
gonna
much
get
for some
both,
people.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's too much. Like you can justify like getting a corn dog, right? But we were like, you know what? We don't do fries, so let's make these smaller so that it's more like, hey, look, this is our like little side item that it's like, this is amazing. You're gonna get the same like, it looks like a corn dog, and you still get that extra batter crunch, but this time with a cheese stick, and so you can get both, and it's just like the perfect combo.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because I'm probably not the normal consumer where I get the foot long, the cheese stick, and a brat. You know, and I'm probably not the normal consumer. So
That's awesome.
I feel like a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
do they?
They do,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, especially if you're there for the first time, because you want to know, like, okay, well, what's good? Which one's better?
exactly.
Right? So,
I love the wrapping of your trailer.
oh my gosh.
So
yes.
that is just a statement piece in and of itself. Like that's brilliant. The marketing on that,
Yeah.
you
Thank
guys just nailed it.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
We'll give that credit to Russ.
Yeah.
He designed all
Russ
that.
nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still
I
so
think it
good.
looks great.
Yeah,
Love it.
I was on the website this morning, and the website looks awesome too. It looks just as good as the truck.
Yeah.
It's such a good looking website. So I mean, the whole experience I think is cool. You know what I mean? You see that it's funny because we moved here in December, and I remember we were driving on Glenwood. I don't remember where we were going. We're driving, and me and my wife, because we're both foodies, we love state fair foods and stuff like that. And we're like, world's best corn dog. What is that? We're driving by. I'm like, yeah. When are we going to that? That was like one of the first places that we had to try because we're just like, dude, they have a food. It's literally just right here. We could just rock and roll. But let's go. So yeah, it's so funny. On that, with the food truck, are you guys is there ever gonna be like a storefront, like, or is it always? Do you think it'll just be like a food truck? Do you think? Has there been talks of it?
I don't know. We have talked
Debate,
about doing
yeah.
a storefront. Maybe. But
Okay.
I just love the food truck lifestyle
Vibe.
so much.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the other
It's
thing.
a lot of fun.
Like with the food truck thing is like you're talking about the wrap, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know, growing up, food trucks, it was like, all right, let's gamble, you know?
Yeah, totally. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like one of the things that we wanted to be like a statement with our wraps, right, is that like this isn't your normal food truck. Like this is, we meet all the codes.
Yeah.
This is like we have a restaurant kitchen inside of our food trucks, right? Like everything is safe and good. Like we are making sure that the things that we send out to people are not going to make you sick, right?
Yeah.
And so, and I know that a lot of food trucks have stepped up their game,
Right.
Because you see a lot more professional looking
Yeah.
food trucks that like the fenders aren't falling off anymore, right?
Yeah.
And that's like one of the things that we wanted with the wraps is just to show people like, look, you got good quality, and we make sure, like we were talking about the hot dogs, like we make sure that's actually true to it as well, as that it's not just like a facade. Like the things that we actually do to make it good it's all legit. Like it's just good.
Dude, is there like food truck like envy a little bit, or do people like when you guys roll in, are you just like, Oh, or are they just like, oh crap, here comes world's best corn
There
dogs.
has
We're
to be.
screwed. You know, there goes half
I don't
of
know.
our
You guys will have to
clientele.
ask about that. Like, trucks like that.
There has to be, because
I
if I
think so.
own a food truck, and like I was like doing pretty good, and I knew like there was another food truck that killed it,
Right.
And they rolled in, I'd be like, oh,
Dang it! Why are they here? Do you
Yeah.
guys know who's going to be at these events? Like, is there a?
Sometimes.
Sometimes you do.
Yeah. And honestly, like, we just, for the most part, like, we've just gotten really, like, we've gotten along really well with other food trucks. It's just kind of like camaraderie.
Yeah.
So
I wondered if there's like some, you know, is everyone just on their own project doing their own thing, or do you guys like collab?
we all share food.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
great.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I think the food truck lifestyle is such a unique one that it's a lot of fun to talk to other food truck owners about things they do, how they do it. You know, how was your summer? Because summer is like, I mean, there's so many events going on
Yeah.
that you're just like working like crazy, and then at the end of the summer, it's like, oh, okay, like we
Are
can
those
relax a
events
little bit.
reaching out to you guys, or do you guys have to kind of jump ahead and be like, hey, we want a spot, or like how does that
It's
work?
both.
Both.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
For example, like the fair, right? We've been trying to get into that. So I jokingly tell people on Instagram and stuff that you need to reach out to your local senator to get us in. Just because there's other like corn dog people there.
Right.
And so, and not just, and I'm not going to talk bad about any competitors,
Sure.
right? But
Of
like
course.
there's other corn dog people there. And so we just need to figure out how to get in there too, because it's like when you compare them, it's there's just, these are incredible.
And I heard the fairs are sometimes really hard to get into. Like you have to like earn your spot. Like the Minnesota State Fair is like one of the best and most well-known state fairs across the entire country, Minnesota.
I did not know that.
And like there is a like years waiting list to get into there with their food. Is that the same here, or is it?
Absolutely.
For
serious?
For certain items,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, certain items are hard. Corn dogs, I mean, fair
Yeah.
it's a huge one, and Pronto Pup, they do such a great job.
I've had them.
They've been doing it for like 70 something years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they've got a foothold.
Yeah. So I mean, when people get into those fairs, they never leave, and so it makes it, especially with something like a corn dog, it's really difficult to get
Yeah,
in.
Pronto Pub is a lot different than your guys' corn dog, though. Theirs is a way different style, a lot smaller, but they have a kind of cool little unique thing going on too. But it's different. It's definitely a different kind of corn dog.
It
for
is
sure.
different.
Yeah,
But
because like if you're
they're
gonna
great.
go for a big corn dog, like you'll come to us.
Yep.
Not to them because they don't have the bigger one.
Yeah.
Yep.
As far as I know. So
Yeah.
Are you guys to the point, and I'm sure you are, to where an event reaches out to you guys and you're just talking and you're like, I don't know if we'll get the traffic. I don't know if it'd be worth it to pull the truck and the employees down there, and you just kind of have to turn them down? Are you guys, does that?
yeah.
Yep.
And so that's kind of like the threshold that you want to get to as food truck life, or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
able to pick and choose.
So what we're usually doing is we look at the trailers or trucks that are going to just like a corner, no event, you know, and see like what they're doing in a day. And that's kind of like the level, like, okay, if we're going to pull this truck or trailer off of a corner to go to this event, we have to make at least what that would make at
That's
the corner,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
And so that, I mean, that kind of fluctuates throughout the year.
Yeah.
You know, summer is peak season, so it's a little bit more.
So if little Jimmy wants you to come to his birthday party, probably not gonna happen.
Probably not.
So that's actually
Sorry,
funny.
Jimmy.
We do get those quite a bit.
Do you
It's
really?
Like, they're like, hey, look, guys, we're gonna have like 30 people, so it should be pretty good for you.
Oh.
We're like, we're looking for more like 200 people.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's just kind of, it's tough because like
It's
you
probably
don't want to
hard
let people
turn it-
down.
Yeah, it's probably hard.
It's
And that's
really
when
hard.
you just kind of push the minimum. You're just like, look, this is, and look, if they want to pay our minimum for 30 people, like that's more power to them, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like that's just kind of the way we kind of help people understand. Like, look, it takes more than just a few people to cover the cost of going.
Yeah.
So
Man, it's probably hard.
How much are, like, if someone wanted to get into the business, someone wanted to like start a food truck business, I mean, what's the cost of a food truck just to like outfit it?
Great question.
That's awesome.
I mean, if it was super easy, I think a lot more people would do it.
Yeah.
Trailers themselves are really expensive.
Not outfitted trailers, just
Just a regular trailer to.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it has a hood.
I mean, you could buy like a utility trailer and build it out and kind of
Right.
convert it and
Yeah.
save some money. But if you're buying like a concessions trailer, something that's
Yeah.
built for that, you're looking at like probably 70 to 100 grand.
Wow.
If it's outfitted with everything you need, it looks professional. You do a wrap.
That's
Well, think about
sometimes
just a
even
tr-
without the wrap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, think about
Yeah.
a trailer alone without concessions. They sell for $20,000 to $30,000. So add all the plumbing and
Oh yeah,
Safety
it can get
features
really
and all that stuff.
expensive.
And
And then
it's not just your regular plumbing either. It all has to be health code passing
Yeah.
for commercial use. So it's
And then on top of it, it's just, I mean, the amount of permits and fire department inspections and city permits and all of that stuff that you have to get to be able to legally operate it's a whole lot, and it's really difficult. Which I'm
glad it's not
glad
easy.
it's that
Yeah,
way.
because then honestly people can come and eat and know that like
They're not gambling.
yeah
Yeah.
this is
So it's
legit.
It's legit. Like, so if
Yeah.
someone's out there
It's
just
tough.
thinking, oh, I want to sling,
so it's not like
sandwiches or
opening up a
something.
lemonade stand.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit more.
And it is a full-time job.
yeah
Yeah.
if you want it to really succeed, like you are thinking about it always.
24/7.
Yeah.
Well, I've been thinking about, and Greg and I have been throwing out the idea of the first Idaho nachos food truck. Do you think that would fly, dude? A nachos food truck where it's
That'd
just
be pretty sweet.
different
I think
kind of
it's a good idea.
nachos, dude? Right? I'm telling you, dude. That's my favorite food. Dude, there's nobody up here selling nachos.
Yeah.
Nacho food truck, dude. I don't think they like it, dude.
Nacho
They're like,
food truck.
they're like, yeah,
I like
yeah.
that one more.
Nacho food truck.
Nacho food
Dude,
truck.
Yeah,
Nacho food.
dude, it's nacho food truck.
And you
Yeah.
can put the dude on
Wow.
there too.
It's nacho food truck,
Dude,
It's
nacho
nacho,
food
food
truck.
truck. Yes,
Dude.
Dude, you're a marketing genius, dude. I love it.
Light bulb.
Business idea.
Do you guys want to invest in this? I'm just kidding.
Look, we'll build your truck.
Okay. Well, I think we've talked enough about corn dogs. I think we've ripped through all of that like crazy.
Yeah.
So before I get into these super fun rapid fire questions for both you guys, people want to connect with you. How do they do it? I know you guys are on Instagram, of course.
Yeah.
Facebook. Where else? Where else can they contact you guys if they want to either work with you or locations they want to just come and get a corn dog? What do they do?
Yeah, so we post all of our locations on Instagram and Facebook every week. And then so people can reach out to us, Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, whatever. But also if they go to the trailers, our guys will pass me their info. If they're like, hey, we got an event, we want to have you guys over, like they'll pass me the info and I can reach out to them. So
Okay.
Yeah. Also the website.
yes.
Yep.
Okay.
If you click on Idaho, we have listed all of our locations on there. And then also there is like a book an event link
Cool.
on there. That'll ask you some questions. What's the date? How many people? What's it for? All that stuff. And it'll send us a request. And then we will contact whoever it is and talk
That's
to
you
them
guys
about
will
it.
contact them. Or
And it'll
Yep.
go over like the fees and everything for certain days. And
Okay.
Cool.
So staple location, Glenwood and Chinden. That one's there pretty much all the time.
yeah.
The other two, are they kind of different places then? Or is there any, like, if they're driving somewhere, they're like, man, I wonder if World's Best is out there today. Besides checking Facebook and Instagram, is there another location that they can kind of drive by?
That's the one that's the most
Okay.
safe
Okay.
to be like, it's going to be there.
Yeah.
The other
Wednesday
two-
through Saturday.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So the other two, like, when we get events, I'm all the Nampa people. I'm really sorry, but
Apologize.
we have to keep on pulling the trailer from there because we keep on getting an event, and so I actually just had.
That needs to step up their corn dog game. It sounds
I
like
know, dude.
keep you guys busy so you don't pull their trailer.
I know.
So we need to franchise a World's Best and leave it over in Nampa. We'll make some money. Sounds like.
Ooh. All right, that's it. This is over.
Awesome.
But yeah, the Nampa people have been reaching out. They're like, "When are you coming back? Do you have a for sure day?" I'm like, as for sure as I can be, unless somebody reaches out and is like, "Hey, we have this big event that we need you at," right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And so like it stinks on that side because it's like, look, Glenwood and Chinden, like I know it stays there, but the other two, it's
You got to go with
you
it.
just gotta check the
Yeah.
website to see our location.
Fair enough.
So.
Fair enough.
Very cool.
We're only going to do a few rapid fire questions because we've had you guys for way too long. I think
It's been
already.
fun.
Like I feel like you guys got to get back and sling some corn dogs or something.
Yeah, one of our guys is freaking out a little bit, but
Oh.
he'll be all right.
See, I knew it. I sensed it, dude. Like, oh gosh, and we got to get Greg down to try some corn dogs.
Yep.
He hasn't had them yet, so we got to get him down there. But first off, before we get to this, thank you guys so much for coming on. You guys are awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
So cool to just
Thanks for
talk
having
with
us.
local.
Yeah,
Well, and
seriously.
we want you guys to get supported by the locals. You know, I mean, that's the goal of the podcast, is just to get local exposure and to support the business owners who are struggling to. Not you guys aren't struggling, but like, you know, just get more business so you guys can grow and be healthy and all that stuff. So
Yep. Yeah, for sure. And then also one more thing. Wrap up. What makes World's Best Corn Dog the best corn dog in less than 15 seconds? Give it to me. Oh, this is a tough
Okay.
question.
Hand dipped, quality dog, 100% beef. The batter is amazing. The recipe is the biggest secret in the world. Cooked to perfection.
Money.
Love it.
Love it.
Absolutely love
Absolutely love it. Okay, real quickly, rapid fire. Italian food or Chinese food? I'll just point to you which one is good.
Chinese.
Okay. Mountains or the beach? I already
Mountains.
know what you're gonna say there. Skier. I shouldn't even know. Burgers or tacos?
Burgers.
Summer or winter? Again, he's getting all the easy ones. Oh, he might say summer though.
That's
He's
a toss up.
mountain biker too.
Yeah. Love both.
Okay, that's fair
Couldn't
enough.
live without
We're actually going
both.
right after this. So
Oh,
you guys
okay.
want to come?
I'll fly a drone and follow you. Ketchup or ranch?
Ooh, ranch.
Air guitar, air drums,
Air guitar.
air guitar.
Yeah.
Bass or
so
like
weird.
lead? Like, or you just like. Doom, doom, doom.
Lead.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Coffee or tea?
Ooh, probably coffee.
All right. And for both of you, corn dog or just a regular old hot dog?
Come on.
I just had to go there.
You got any more dumb questions?
Oh man, guys, thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah.
We so appreciate you and everything you're doing for the community. We love it. Absolutely. World's best corn dogs.
Well, thank you guys so much for having us.
You bet.
It's been awesome being back in Idaho and able to do this. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
All right.
thanks a bunch.
You
And
got it.
Come get a corn dog.
There you go. Get
Yeah.
your corn dogs.
Hey, do you guys want some corn dogs?
Talk about dumb questions.
I was definitely
For him?
I would love to try your spot.
Yeah?